Welcome into the Coach's Corner this week. We are happy to have our guest, Coach Melyssa Lombardi from the Oregon softball team. After a 2-2 weekend at the Jane, the Ducks taking 2 of the 3 Pac-12 conference games. Coach, a weekend where I think the team could have gotten a little bit more out of the weekend. Elena Vaughter was terrific, but still positives to take from the weekend. I'm wondering if you can identify those positives and maybe take me through what the message was to the team after that 4-game set at home.
I think one of the biggest positives is our first game and coming back and fighting, and Hannah Delgado getting the game-winning hit to bring around that run. I think that was huge for us. I think that was big time, especially Hannah just coming up clutch. I think our team totally fed off of that. I think of Brooke giving us opportunity to win. She got 2 wins on the weekend, 14 Ks. I think of just athletes stepping up in games, multiple hits. Loved what Tara did this weekend. Haley, Alyssa Brito, Rachel Sid. So a lot of good things. I would like to have gotten some more wins for sure.
Yeah, Hannah Delgado seems like she just has a knack for the clutch. That is not the first clutch hit that she's had this season. But let's focus in on that play. And it's not Hannah's fault. It's not anybody's fault. But that play was crazy. I've seen a lot of baseball, softball in my life. You've seen a lot more than I have. I've never quite seen the scene that took place after game 1. And so there was a ruling, fair or foul, that pretty much dictated what was going to happen in the game. It went Oregon's way, but there was a 20-minute pause after game 1, and you were out on the field. Jessica Allister was on the field. I think at one point she brought out a rule book. Just take me through that scene and what it was like to go through those conversations, what went on. I think everybody was a little bit confused what the procedure was there.
I think basically, long story short, is after the situation happened, the umpire called it a fair ball, and the run came around to score. They protested it. So from there, the 20 minutes, it was the protest that we were waiting on. So from there, the umpires went and had to make a call and discuss the situation and then come back with an answer for both teams.
1-1 in the last of the 7th. Here's the pitch. A grounder down the first base bag. It's fair. Into the corner. Coming in is Keeley. She slides in safely. The Ducks win.
In addition to Hannah Delgado and Alyssa Brito, who have performed all season as true freshmen, there were some other true freshmen who came out and had some big weekends. And I want to start with Reagan Breedlove, who got her first career save, comes into a really tight situation. The tying run was at the plate for Stanford. They had one of their best hitters at the plate. Reagan Breedlove, who hasn't thrown much, comes into the game and gets a double play ball. And I think it's a credit to her staying ready and being ready to enter an important ball game in a big spot.
And here is Eleni Sparakis. She grounds the first pitch to bunker. She tags the runner, throws to first to Bird. An unassisted double play.
I agree. She's been practicing and preparing for that moment for a while. And so that moment showed up and we handed her the ball. And we loved how she handled it. We loved how she got us out of a jam. It was huge. I mean, if you look, that's not our first save on the year. I think when our pitching staff, when we're at our best, we have the opportunity to have a starter. If we have to go to relief, great. But if we have to go to somebody to come in and close, we've been able to do that and have had success. So it was really awesome to see Reagan get what she wanted.
Yeah, quite the luxury to, see Yanez for 6 innings, and then Breedlove comes in, she's throwing 72 or 73. So that was a great formula to win that ball game. And it wasn't just Reagan Breedlove, a true freshman, who got in the action this weekend. I think Gabby Herrera earned some at-bats this weekend. I think Taya Bird earned some at-bats this weekend. I think it kind of goes along with your philosophy as a head coach, correct me if I'm wrong, that if you come off the bench, if you produce when you get chances, you're going to be rewarded with more at-bats. This weekend, that was Taya Bird and Gabby Herrera.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the toughest things to do is to come off the bench, but it goes with territory. And I think you have to understand coming off the bench or you're coming in to close a ball game, to have the mindset and know how to operate in that type of situation. And I thought they all did a really nice job of answering the call. I think of Gabby Herrera's first at bat on the weekend and just how she battled and battled and battled and then ended up getting hit by a pitch. But just the energy and the focus and the determination that she had at the plate, I loved every bit of it.
Stanford, to me, seems like a program that's on the rise, that is finally to start figuring it out, and they have some really good young pitchers to build around. One of them is Elena Vaughter, who I'd put in that top tier of starting pitchers in the Pac-12, right up there with Brooke, with the starters from UCLA, with Gabby playing from Washington. Why was Elena Vaughter giving the lineup such a tough time this weekend? I thought she was really, really good.
Yeah, she is. She's excellent. She's a very good pitcher. She's got a tough drop ball that she throws, and she's got a really tough changeup. And so the two come out of the same tunnel, and it's at times hard to tell which one's hard and which one's soft. So we knew we were going to have a battle on our hands, and that's a part of it. Every Pac-12 weekend, we're going to go into a new weekend and have to deal with a tough pitcher or pitchers. I mean, that's what makes the Pac great.
There were moments where the team flashed the leather defensively. Alyssa Brito had that diving catch at shortstop. Haley Cruz laid out for a ball. I thought it took her out of the play. Then I look up, she throws the runner out at third with a perfect throw from the outfield. There were great plays. There were also a couple errors that I think will be a priority to clean up going forward in the Pac-12. What was your impression of the defensive effort against Stanford this past weekend?
And the Missouri matchup in the circle continues with this pitch. Cowles. Oh, what a play! Line to short. Brito takes it away, steals one out of the air. Sports Center top 10 for Alyssa Brito. And perhaps the best of the bunch that she's made this year. And the throw is popped to shallow right field. Cruz. Full extension dive, it's out of her glove. Around second, Young to third, throw to get her. Sid got her on the outside of the bag to tag her out.
I would say a little bit of both. I would say same thing. We had some really, really good plays, and then we had some plays that I just thought weren't like us. I think that once we clean those up, we'll be back to what we're doing. I think our defense is really good. Our defense has been our anchor all weekend long, and just to continue with that. There's sometimes you're going to have to clean some things up. It's just a part of it, But I love our defense. I love their fight. I love the tempo of our defense. They play well together. So it's just cleaning a couple things up. We'll get there.
Really big 4-game set coming up in a tough place to play in Tempe, Arizona, but good memories there for this team. They went down there earlier this year for some non-conference action, picked up a win against UCLA. What's the message to the team entering those 4 games, an important 4 games, a 4 games that if you come out of it with a series win, all of a sudden you're feeling really good about where the team's going into the stretch run?
Mm-hmm. I think to stay with what we've been doing all year, to just really get caught up in what's in front of us, get into game 1 and go pitch by pitch, to trust our strategy at the plate, on the mound, and on defense, to really just stick to who we are. That's it. I don't think we have to do any more or any less. Just stick to who we are and what we have done all year to be great.
I'll leave you with just one more question. I think one of the fascinating matchups this upcoming weekend, Oregon is, as a team, as a staff, they don't give up a lot of home runs. Arizona State, that's what they do best offensively. Maddie Hackbarth leads the conference in home runs. She has 18. Maybe she's dropped off a little bit in conference play, but she's still a fantastic hitter. How do you get Maddie Hackbarth out this weekend?
Again, I think it's our pitchers just trusting in their stuff. The biggest thing that we're here to do is to create timing issues and to work ahead, and just to do what they know how to do best. So,
Coach,
them get after it this weekend.
Well, we can't wait for the series in Tempe. You can catch the Oregon call on KWVA or watch on the Arizona State live stream. Coach, we'll see you down there in Tempe. We can't wait, and thanks for taking 10 minutes to talk to us here on the Coach's Corner.
All right. Thanks, Jordan.